dealt with every kind of scum this city could spit out. From psychos with bombs to gangsters with badges. But this Epstein case, this ain't just another creep in a cell. This is a damn spiderweb stretched across the highest towers of power. And for some reason, they think we're too dumb to notice it's shaking. So let's tear through the lies, one layer at a time. But before we start, please subscribe, like, comment below, and share this story because there is no question in our minds that we've been shadow banned by YouTube. We haven't gained a subscriber for over 4 months now, and new people in the comments section say they can't subscribe, WTF. Others say they can't even like, and many say their comments are not even posted. So yeah, YouTube don't like us, and they're preventing us from growing. So please share this. It's the only way we can grow. Thank you. The White House says there's no client list, no trafficking, no ties to intelligence, just another rich guy gone wrong. Meanwhile, Epstein's name has been trending for weeks. Millions of searches, #1 on Twitter. Why? Because people know bullcrap when they smell it. They keep pushing back the truth, pretending we'll get bored. But not this time. Not with what we're starting to see. Epstein died with nearly $600 million in assets. $77 million Manhattan mansion, gifted. $63 million island, Little St. James. $18 to $25 million New Mexico ranch. $12 to $15 million Palm Beach estate. Paris apartment, helicopters, jets, rare art, jewelry. $300 million in investments. How's a guy with no degree, no clear business model, no traceable client base wind up owning more property than half the billionaires in Forbes? And 2 days before his death, transfers the whole fortune into a new trust, the 1953 Trust, named after the year he was born, like he knew. Brooklyn kid, working class family. Dad works for NYC Parks. Epstein skips grades, goes to NYU, but never graduates. Then suddenly he's teaching math and physics at one of Manhattan's elite prep schools. Hired by Donald Barr, Bill Barr's father. That's right, Bill Barr. Attorney General during Epstein's final days. And what book did Donald Barr write? A sci-fi novel about aristocrats ruling over sex slaves in a breeding clinic. Yeah, real family-friendly stuff. This is where Epstein gets his foot in the door, and from here, he becomes untouchable. After his stint teaching, Epstein slips into finance like a phantom. Bear Stearns brings him in. No degree, no credentials, just connections, quick promotions, big deals, then boom, he's gone. Leaves the firm during an insider trading investigation tied to St. Joe Minerals. Never charged, just vanishes. But Epstein didn't disappear, he evolved. He steps into arms trading, laundering cash, and connecting with international dealers. British arms dealer Sir Douglas Leese, Saudi trafficker Adnan Khashoggi. It's Iran-Contra all over again, only this time with a guy no one's supposed to know. Former partner Stephen Hoffenberg later spills it all. Epstein ran a Ponzi scheme via Tower Financial. Hoffenberg goes to prison. Epstein walks clean, richer than ever. This isn't a Wall Street story. This is Black Ops finance with diplomatic immunity. Now here's where it gets sinister. Billionaire Leslie Wexner, the man behind Victoria's Secret, takes Epstein under his wing. Not just as an advisor, but as a proxy. Wexner fires his entire financial team and hands Epstein power of attorney. That's the legal equivalent of letting someone else live your life for you. Epstein controlled Wexner's finances, his real estate portfolio, even personal decision. And how does Wexner repay him? He gives Epstein a $77 million Manhattan townhouse. Free of charge, no strings. Just a gift. Nobody gifts a stranger the most expensive private residence in the city unless they're being manipulated, or worse, blackmailed. And when asked, Wexner calls it an economic arrangement. That's not an arrangement, that's a payoff. This is where Epstein builds his empire, through the corridors of high fashion, power elites, and quiet threats. Epstein's calendar reads like a world domination fantasy. Bill Clinton flew with him 26 times, 17 of those without Secret Service. Visited the island, visited the mansion, donated, partied, denied. Prince Andrew was photographed with a teenage Virginia Giuffre. When pressed, the royal family hid behind MI6. Epstein was both a risk and an asset. Bill Gates kept meeting Epstein after his 2008 conviction. He even admitted his wife warned him. Epstein visited Gates in Manhattan multiple times. If Gates knew, why keep going? And then you've got the shadow guests, financiers, scientists, tech moguls, men with power and secrets, names hidden in Epstein's books, logs, and tapes. July 23, 2019. Epstein found injured in his cell, bruised neck, semi-conscious. He's placed on suicide watch. 6 days later, suicide watch lifted, no explanation, moved to a special housing unit. August 9, his cellmate, a former cop facing murder charges, is removed. Protocol broken. Epstein left alone. August 10, Epstein found dead at 6:30 a.m., hanged, with a bedsheet from a bunk too high to reach. Cameras malfunction, guards fall asleep, logs faked. Dr. Michael Baden, hired by Epstein's brother, says this wasn't suicide, it was homicidal strangulation. But he's said things before. JFK, MLK, OJ. Always sides with whoever writes the check. Still, broken bones in the neck don't lie. And neither do 8 hours of missing eyes on the cell. What they found in Epstein's homes tells the real story. New York, 170 hidden cameras, hard drives, fake passports. Palm Beach, walls covered in explicit photos. Safe, full of tapes. Paris, underage victims and pictures. More hard drives. And then there's Zorro Ranch in New Mexico. 8,000 acres with a private airstrip and an underground bunker. Why? According to the New York Times, Epstein planned to seed the human race with his DNA. Transhumanism, eugenics, experiments with researchers from Los Alamos. This wasn't just perversion, it was control, legacy, manipulation at a scientific level. Enter Bill Barr, back in the saddle as Attorney General, just months before Epstein's death. This is the same Barr who was labeled the cover-up general in 1992 by the New York Times. Back then, he'd blocked Iran-Contra investigations, pardoned key players, guarded the deep state like a pit bull. He started his career in the CIA during law school. Ties to national security never severed. So when Epstein dies under his watch, the stink of protection lingers, the kind that keeps secrets buried for decades. A few days before his death, Epstein moves $577 million into the 1953 trust. Afterward, only $40 million remains, but in January 2025, the estate receives a $112 million tax refund. Funds now total $145 million. The estate's still active. The game isn't over. Names attached: Darren Indyke, attorney; Richard Kahn, accountant; Boris Nikolic, executor who claims surprise involvement. Why is Epstein's money still moving 6 years after his death? What's being paid for? Who's pulling strings? Some say it's all speculation, that there's no proof, that we should move on. But you only need 1% of the truth to know this isn't over. Not by a long shot. The broken bones, the malfunctioning cameras, the billion-dollar gifts, the arms deals, the intelligence ties. If even one piece is real, the whole puzzle changes. Dirty Harry doesn't chase ghosts. But when the smoke's this thick, there's a fire somewhere, and I plan on finding it. They tried to bury this story, but some things won't stay buried, not when the whole world is watching. Now do your part, please. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. This is Dirty Harry, and I'm not done asking questions. Until next time, Dirty Harry's signing off.